Week one of the sitting is done at the Saskatchewan legislature last week. Adam Hunter joined me on Friday. We talked a lot about if there would be a looming election, and that conversation through week one continued, Adam.
It does, and we don't have any of a clearer picture from the Premier. It was recently as yesterday saying there's a set election date, not a fixed election date, and that's of course the law that the Saskatchewan Party government put in place in 2008. The election date as it stands is October 26th. The Premier says we're still targeting that date, but we had a few more sort of hints that they may be pushing towards that. One came from the NDP this week, who has no control over this, obviously. Danielle Chartier announced that she would not be seeking re-election. She was first elected in 2009. That now makes 4 NDP incumbents who won't be running again. So that's 3 in Saskatoon and 1 in Regina. The seats that the NDP needs to hold on to grow its base. They have quite a number disadvantage in the House right now, 46-13 as it stands. So they'll have to find candidates in Riversdale, also in Newtana. They don't have nominations there in those places. The Saskatchewan Party has more nominees right now. They obviously have the hammer of being able to know when they're going to call the election. They can hold that over the opposition's head. Yesterday we had one of the MLAs saying, who's not running again, saying this may be my last speech. We have Scott Moe the other day in question period saying you'll have an answer very, very soon, but no clearer picture. There is some speculation that they could announce the budget on March 18th and then on March 19th table the budget and call the election, and the election could be run on the budget. Another
telling tale too is that there's no planned travel.
Yeah, so the other thing that we asked about this week to Minister Jeremy Harrison, Minister of Trade, if there was any planned ministerial travel. They do a lot of international missions. He said there's nothing upcoming. Scott Moe's trip to Houston was canceled, not by Scott Moe, but because the conference he was going to was canceled because of fears over coronavirus. We know that one of the ministers recently came back from Bangladesh and the United Arab Emirates, but so far there's no ministerial trips planned. They say they are planning a trip for the fall, but that would be maybe after a fall election, or who knows, maybe a spring election. One more factor in this, Peter MacKay is in Regina today. He has said on the record that if he wins the nomination for the Conservative leadership, that he would call an election or try and force an election in the fall. We also have our municipal elections in the fall, so all sorts of things up in the air right now.
And still budget to come, and that Supreme Court challenge as well.
That's right.
So much stuff to talk about.
That's right, of course.
Thanks for this, Adam.
You're welcome.